everybody, Shred Leaders. I was going to record a video for the shredders, the end users, to explain to them how to use the nutrition plan, but I realized that when they're on the post-shred meeting, we talk about what to do with the nutrition plan. So I want to just collectively answer some questions that have come up from you all, so you know how to utilize it. So remember, during the shred, there's a 10-day sketch, very simple, that's gluten-free, dairy-free, it includes all the shred guidelines. Well, the full nutrition roadmap is there to be used in between the shred. And you'll notice that there's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and maybe in between the shred there's only 3 weeks, maybe some months there's 4, but it just gives them a framework and the guidelines to use week after week. Now, do they have to do the meal plan in order? Could they start off with week 3? Yeah. So all the weeks can be, switched around, but just so they have a flow, they can, some people really want to follow week 1, week 2, week 3, 4. But what the actual meals on the plan should be left where they are. However, there is flexibility in that some of the meals will say 5 ounces or more of protein of your choice, and they're able to look at the choices and plug that in. The recipes at the end can be plugged in to the menu as needed. What's important to note is, and I'm looking at my notes, there's some questions that come up, so I wrote them down. I only recommend 1 smoothie a day. So the first meal could be a smoothie with the nut butter, but I only recommend 1 smoothie per day. So if you're articulating that to your shredders after they're doing the shred, 1 smoothie a day. So the question came up, are they to eat all of what's on the menu, and do they eat the same thing every day? So let me give you an example. Let's say for breakfast it says the complete shake or the tofu egg scramble. And then it might say oatmeal or toast. So maybe, or a tortilla. So maybe one day they want to have a shake. Maybe the next day they want to have an egg scramble with oatmeal. Maybe the next day they want to make it into a breakfast burrito. So you can be creative. Or maybe they want to make a scramble with peppers and all of those different things. It's a framework and there's a guideline for them to follow. But what's important is for them to utilize in the amounts, the carbohydrates that's being suggested. So if they follow the menu as close as written, then they'll see the most results. Now, people do what they want to do, but if they do it as written and very close to, then they'll see the results. What other questions come up? So there's and there's or, so have this or that, and then in some cases is this and that is accurate. If your shredder is vegetarian or vegan, there are plant-based options there. There's tofu, there's tempeh, there's options to insert beans. Now if someone is doing it and they don't do any soy, there's an option to use pea protein. And a lot of the nutrition plans, I didn't put pea protein in there, pea protein powder in there, because we're focusing on the complete. So I didn't want to confuse people, but in some, y'all asked me to add it, so I did add that in there. They can use quinoa. There's other plant proteins if they're not doing soy that they can use, but it would be very bean, legume, nuts and seeds, vegetable heavy for the plant-based. Gosh, I think that's all that you guys had. But again, it's used as a resource to get them from shred to shred. And I will update the menu in January with some different recipes and some different ideas for you all. So to summarize, when your shredders get on the post-shred meeting, that is when I will be able to, or one of the shred leaders will be able to explain the nutrition plan if they have questions about how to use that. And I think that's it. But I wanted to make sure that I gave you all some answers to some of the questions. One of the other questions. Let's say a person wants more fruit because someone said, well, there's not a lot of fruit on the plan. And that is because we want to make sure we're helping everybody keep their blood sugar balanced. So let's say there's this oatmeal or toast, but a person wants a pear. You can sub out a fruit in place of any of the carbohydrates that's listed. So that's a question that came out. So if they want an apple instead of rice, that's okay. If they want more fruit. All right, I think that's it. If I missed any questions, y'all let me know. Have a good one.